Okay, good evening, everyone. So good to see you all here. So today I wanted to speak about some weight loss myths. So when I talk about some weight loss myths, the first thing that comes into my mind is about the diet that we people usually think about. Many people have this assumption that whenever they're doing any weight loss transformation, the first thing that they try to give up is consuming rice. So today I'm here to talk about whether rice or roti is good when compared to when compared with each other during a weight loss journey. So before starting my topic, a quick background about myself. This is Bharat here. I have close to 8+ years of corporate experience, currently working as a technology lead. And along with that, I'm very passionate about fitness. So I also give training during my free time. So here comes our question. So which is better, roti or rice? So when I talk to so many people, and the first thing that they ask is like about my weight loss transformation. So before that, I've been into this weight loss transformation twice in my life. So to share the picture here. So this was my weight loss transformation picture. So this was my weight loss transformation picture. So one is back in 2013, where I didn't have much knowledge about my uh, about nutrition or anything. The other one being in very recently, 2020. Where I've gained good amount of knowledge about nutrition, exercise, holistic way of weight loss, all about sustainable diet and everything. Thanks to Supra and other people who I interact with regularly, helped me to educate more about nutrition, what to consume and all. Back in 2013, when I was doing this weight loss journey, I used to think that rice is pretty bad and it makes us fat, and it is not good for weight loss. So that's how I was back in 2013. But when I did another weight loss transformation in 2020, so one thing I realized it actually after a lot of research, rice is not actually bad. But then again, we'll get into that details of it. So yeah. So here comes the question. So many of us, including me, used to think that rice is not ideal for weight loss. But let's take at look at the nutritional facts about rice versus roti. Yeah. So if you see here, the macros of rice and roti is not much of a difference. So if you see here, one roti, one serving or two rotis contains 200 calories. The complex carbs is around 40 grams, and protein is around 7 grams, and dietary fiber is 5 grams, and fats is very negligible fats, 1.4. And if you look at rice itself, it is around 242 calories. So the simple carbs is around 53 grams, protein is 4.43 grams, dietary fiber is pretty negligible, and fats is also pretty negligible. So what is this complex carbs and simple carbs? So complex carbs is something which takes longer time to digest, and that way we get more energy through it. Simple carbs, they get digested pretty quickly, and we don't get that much of energy, and the energy whatever we get, it doesn't last long. So that is what the main difference is. Looking at the macros, there is not much difference, and if there is any slight difference, you can see that roti wins. But then again, we need to consider the GI of these particular foods as well. One more thing I wanted to add here is obviously roti is made up of whole wheat. So the whole wheat is pretty rich in vitamins and minerals, which is good for our hair, skin, and functioning of other body parts. That doesn't mean that rice is bad, but we'll look at the glycemic index of these foods again. So if you see, the glycemic index of whole wheat roti is 62, and the glycemic index of white rice is 73. So what is glycemic index? It is actually a parameter with which it affects your blood sugar levels. If, for example, it's like this. If the glycemic index of a particular food is high, it affects your insulin higher. The higher the GI, the higher the insulin levels. So that is kind of a bad for you. So again, if you see here, roti wins again, but still, it doesn't mean that a rice is not bad for you. The reason why I'm saying is because whenever you consume roti or rice, white rice, you won't be eating it only white rice or roti, right? So you'd be consuming it with some curry or some salad or some buttermilk or some lime juice or something. So that way, actually, the GI of that particular whole meal is reduced. So what I'm trying to tell here is, guys, so it doesn't matter whether it is whole wheat roti or white rice. It all depends on the complete meal that you have together. So that is why it is advisable to have a wholesome meal, which is good in fiber, protein, carbs, and the other micronutrients as well. So the next thing that we need to look at is, yeah. Till now we are discussing about the commonly used varieties of roti and rice. That is whole wheat roti and white rice. But are they actually good or bad? If you see, the white rice or the polished rice goes through a lot of process, like whitening process. They, like, sometimes they use chemicals also to make it very shiny or something like that, which is actually not good. So the way we need to select this particular rice is, in Ayurveda, everything, it is written that there is something called as hand pounded rice. Nowadays in market, we usually get it as semi brown rice. So if you see, that actually it is good for health, because it contains more macronutrients, and it is also rich in fiber as well, which helps in digestion and other related uh, digestion related things. Next, if we consider about roti, some people have issue in digesting whole wheat again. So that's where the advisable or the variety that we need to go with is always mix a whole wheat with some other grains. So nowadays even the same is available in market as multigrain as well. So if you see, the best variety of roti or rice is which is good for consumption is whole multigrain roti and brown rice or the semi brown rice. And even sometimes it is also good to consume something called as red rice. That is also pretty good when compared to white rice. So yeah, along with diet, there is also another important factor in weight loss, that is exercise. So what is the kind of exercise that we need to choose? So for a weight loss journey, I would say 80% is diet and 20% is exercise. The 20% exercise is also, we need to pick in such a way that it is more strength training plus cardio based. It should be a mix and match. It shouldn't be only strength training, or it shouldn't be only cardio. It should be a mix and match of both the things. So this is what I want to summarize, guys. So whenever you start your weight loss journey, just do a little bit research about things, or like what I said about rice and roti, right? So pick whichever rice, give it a try. Whether semi brown rice is working for you, go with that, or if red rice is working out for you, go with that. Also, again, when it comes to roti, check if multigrain is working for you, just go with that, or whole grain. And one more thing is, it is not advisable to consume roti in all three meals, because the whole wheat which people usually eat makes us lethargic. So that is why it is not recommended to consume roti in all three meals of the day. And again, many a times people suggest not to consume rice in the night. That is because our already the digestive system is already pretty slow, and then when we have a rice which is hard to digest, it sometimes gives us digestive problems and also puts on our weight. So that is the reason why people advise you to not to have rice. And again, whenever you're having rice, make sure that you're mixing up with a vegetable curry, which is rich in fiber, or have some salad along with it, and include buttermilk or something, so that it becomes a wholesome meal, and also it reduces the overall glycemic index of the meal. So that way, it will actually not raise your insulin levels, and in a way, it is good for you. So that is what I wanted to share you guys today. Next time I'll be coming up with another myth. Until then, thank you so much and good night.